the Edict of Thessalonica, I mean one of the Roman emperors, basically banned all pagan practices. Offering worship at shrines, animal sacrifice. People say that the Olympics were stopped at certain point in time, some 400 AD or something like that. Nobody says why they were stopped. The Olympics, as with other pagan practices, Olympics, the games at Olympics and all of these were related to some form of worship of gods. Right? So there would be something to do with Zeus or Jupiter or Hera. There would be some form of worship with any kind of activity, with horse races, games and so on. And so this was a means for the flock, for the pagans to stay away from the church. So therefore the emperor banned it because he said this is repugnant to us. Right? So let me take that. Let us come back 1600 years to 2006 in the Madurai bench of the Madras High Court. In the Madurai bench of the Madras High Court, a case came up. I think it was Muniyasamy Thevar was the respondent. There was a dispute in a temple. The temple used to have an annual fair, some kind of mela. And part of the mela was they used to have a rekla race. A rekla race is where a single ox is tied up to a cart and they have a race. And it was linked to the temple festival, and they believed that it was a belief that if you have the rekla race this year, you will have good rains because it satisfies the the god in the temple, Ainar god in the temple. And there had been a dispute between different castes and different factions in that village, and therefore the religious festivity was stopped. And Muniyasamy Thevar approached the Madurai bench of Madras High Court with a submission asking that the rekla race be continued. Justice Bhanumati was on the Madurai bench of the Madras High Court at that time. She is now on the Supreme Court. And she said that this cannot be allowed. The rekla race cannot be allowed since it constitutes cruelty to the ox. And unilaterally, she included cockfighting and Jallikattu practices. She was never, it was never under discussion, but she included these practices and said these are also repugnant since they involve cruelty to animals. And she said we cannot allow permission. And then you had the activist ecosystem which picked up on that judgment and tried to pass it and took it all the way up to Supreme Court, and a lot of chaos happened. If you look at it, before this judgment or before this, nobody knew what it looked like. Nobody had even seen it. The biggest festival was something which was attended by a few thousand people in a village called Alanganallur, somewhere on the border between Kerala and Tamil Nadu, which nobody even cared about. It would happen for one day in a year, and a few bulls would just run, and some guys would go and hang on to the bull for 30 seconds, and then you can't hang on to a rushing bull for more than 30 seconds. Such a powerful creature. And just fall off. Right? It happens for one day in a year, somewhere in some remote corner, somewhere in this country. And why does the Supreme Court get so animated over it? It's because it's a observance, it's pagan, and it's essentially repugnant. Right? All of this story about, animal rights and women's rights and environment and all that is just, the language which is employed. At core, it is this repugnance towards a exhibition of the pagan or the heathen exhibiting their religious practice or their behavior, which is repugnant to an Abrahamic morality at core.